Cowboys owner Jerry Jones is 82 years old. He'll be 83 in October. He turned a $140 million investment into well north of $10 billion. That will give a man a lot of confidence. A large portion of the Cowboys fan base thinks it's too much, especially considering that the Cowboys haven't contended for a title in 30 years. Our conversation one-on-one beginning today, covering why the Cowboys and Micah Parsons can't get a deal done.
Micah needs to agree to the number, and we need to agree to offer the number. It's that simple. Candidly, I really don't have a lot to say about it. This is kind of an annual rite of passage. It's now very common to have players that are under contract, really, being paid right today. And it's have them to want to renegotiate the contract. It's imperative that we renegotiate the contract in a positive way for the Dallas Cowboys. What's a positive way for the Cowboys? The best way that we can possibly have him on the team and have the other best players around him. So that gives you the incentive to be very judicious about what each player gets, because ultimately what he gets is not available to have another player. In the long run, if you'll look at the history, having a great supporting cast around you as a key player is a big part of the asset. So that's pretty standard. Everybody kind of understands that real good. Not a real concern of mine.
Brian Schottenheimer comes from a prominent NFL family, but this will be his first go-around having those head coaching responsibilities of clock management, replay challenges, end-of-game situations. What gives you confidence that he can handle those incredibly important facets of the game in his first go-around?
Well, I like his instincts, and I have seen his instincts. Unlike normally, he's been on this staff for 3 years. He's been on other staffs for almost 30 years. And of course grew up around the kitchen table, the old osmosis, grew up around it. So I have all the confidence in the world that he can operate in the structure of the game and the timing of the game. What I see is the appreciation for the opportunity. My best success have been with people who've never done it before, and they get their chance. And they know they need to make the very best of them of that chance. And I've seen that work better than any one thing, that incentive. And that's what we're getting here, a very seasoned, a very knowledgeable coach. He knows our personnel. This is his third year with the Cowboys. And certainly he knows Dak and he knows our offense very well. So he's going to be calling the plays, but he's also going to be the head coach. I like the way he has that newness about his enthusiasm for the team. I'll assure you one thing, they don't make the model or the template for what makes a successful head coach. They're in all shapes and sizes. Brian's got the right fit, I think.
All right, this is a really broad-based question, but we've seen it happen locally with Mark Cuban selling the Mavericks, and then stunningly so, the Buss family selling the LA Lakers for $10 billion. You mentioned fractions of seconds when you thought about not being the GM. Have you ever thought, anyone in your family thought about selling the Dallas Cowboys?
Never. I coveted getting a chance to be a part of sports. I really never dared to think that it might be a team like the Dallas Cowboys. And when I got close, I did some of the most risky things that I've ever done in my life or anybody I've ever seen do in their life to somehow get in the NFL and of all things, get to be a part of the Dallas Cowboys. If you think in my mind, breath, or heart that not having the Cowboys could ever enter my mind, you're wrong. We'll never, anybody but us will ever have the Cowboys.
That leads to a rather grim topic, but I'm curious. Have you made provisions so that when you're not here, Jerry, that it's not sold then?
Well, yes, I have. And the reason is that from the day I got here, my partners have been my children. Stephen, obviously, Charlotte, Jerry. Well, as time has evolved, candidly, a lot of things on a positive that I've gotten credit for, more likely than not, were their ideas, and frankly, they executed during that time. you couldn't have built and put in place over the years, because we've had our challenges, we've done things that nobody's ever done in sport. And we have certainly had our ups and downs. So they are the epitome of structuring a plan of what happens if I get hit by a car.
There's Jerry's succession, and we're just getting started. Still ahead, Jones responds to this criticism. Does he care more about winning or winning his way? Back with more from California. Welcome back to the West Coast for a training camp edition of Sports Special. And more from Jerry Jones now. It's been 3 decades since the Cowboys have advanced past the divisional round of the playoffs. They haven't sniffed a title, and that's where we pick up our one-on-one conversation.
As you know, it's been 29 seasons without going where the football team wants to go. Do you think that emphasis on the brand has become an obstacle for the football team winning?
Well, since it's obvious that no team can win Super Bowls every year, we don't have one that has won. We've had some that have won more than the 5 we've won, but only 2 or 3. So since you can't win them every year, then you better put in place an ethos. You better put in place a brand, dare I say.
How about them boys?
That when you haven't been to a Super Bowl, you're still the most watched television team there is. And you have people all over the country that are dying for you to get beat, or you have a lot of them that are wanting you to win. Now, that's good, and frankly, after 30 years not having sniffed a Super Bowl, to have the kind of interest we have in this country, that's done by what you've seen me do over the last 30 years. It's called throwing in a little controversy, making it a little juicy, putting along with that, and then by golly, at the same time, doing what we came here for, and that is manage and be a part of a championship football team.
Last thing I got for you, Jerry, and this is my fastball. You talked about looking in the mirror and self-evaluation at the state of the team addressed. There are a lot of Cowboys fans out there who think that you have too much hubris and you want things done your way to win your way. Why are they wrong, Jerry?
Well, not much has changed since I bought the Cowboys. So whatever was in me to do one of the most foolish financial things that have ever been done, and buy a team that was losing $1 million a month in one of the roughest recession times this country has ever seen, and buy into a league or buy into sports that had never seen a team have a plus financial value. I knew I couldn't stay if I didn't get the pot right and build from there. And so I will tell you right now, the same thing that caused me to do that, I don't mind telling you that same guy is sitting there looking in the mirror today. Now I've got a lot of help. It's called the 3 children I'm talking about, plus in this case, I've got a great staff and a great young coach in Brian Schottenheimer. Put me in, coach, I'm hot.
We ask the questions. We can't make Jerry answer them fully. He's got his viewpoint, and in many ways, Cowboys Nation deserves better.